Hey dancers, dance enthusiasts, all welcome back to my channel. I'm Trinity and I'm so glad you are here. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about a topic that is weirdly near and dear to my heart. And the reason for bringing this up is because we all need to know whether you are currently training to become a professional dancer or if you've already started out in your professional dance career, you need to know that we cannot let this thing that I am so passionate about, okay? We cannot let this die out in 2026. No, but on the contrary, this has to be ramped up. In a day like today, where the landscape of our world is changing so rapidly, when we're in a culture of going viral and staying with the trends and keeping up with all of the algorithm changes, we have to make sure that we are keeping the standard, the beauty, the exclusivity, and the regality of the art form, profession, and training of dance. This is just something that needs to happen. I know a lot of things I say, many do not agree with, but hey, as I said in my last video, I think I'm right on this. So if you're interested in listening, stay tuned. As I told you guys in my last video, I had been devouring the book, The Swans of Harlem. And just to cut right to the chase, I was tickled when I got to a certain page, and Arthur Mitchell had been explaining to the inaugural dancers that, hey, when you get off of this plane, you have to make sure you are dressed immaculately. Why? Because there are going to be people, and I quote, looking for you to pull fried chicken out of your pocket. Now, that tickled me, okay? I was like, he knows what is up. Arthur Mitchell knew what was up. And while that is just kind of a funny segue to what I'm going to be talking about today, it is something to be noted. Dancers, we cannot leave professionalism in 2026. I've said this a few times in a few different ways, but it helps sometimes to constantly hear a thing. Especially like I noted too earlier, in a world where the landscape is just changing so much and everyone wants to get in their bag and in their niche and wants to keep up with all of the algorithm things, it won't hurt to hear something that is actually helpful for your career. Because you do want to have a career in dance, right? I mean, you are training with an end goal in mind, keeping also in mind that that end goal is actually a journey. So you do want to have a professional career, right? You do love and respect your craft, right? Right. You are passionate about it, right? Yeah. So we cannot just want to be all out in the open and dance and do all of the things and all of the choreography of great dance makers, but want to X out professionalism. You know, there are some people, spaces, pages, platforms that have sort of caused us to think that the field of dance, the training mechanism of dance is all about self and all about how you feel and all about expressing yourself. Maybe, kinda, but when you realize that you want to have a professional career, keyword professional, we have to make sure we are keeping that intact. So here are just a few things to think about when it comes to professionalism. Number one, giving my nod to Arthur Mitchell, always dressing the part. Okay, it does not matter if you're on rehearsal. It does not matter if you're, backstage before coming out. You're getting ready to get on a tour bus. You're in class, especially, and most definitely when you're on stage. You always need to look the part. This does not mean that you go out of your way to look like someone else. This does not mean that you cannot house your own style, but this does mean that we need to keep the standard of how a dancer should look. You know what that means, right? I don't have to go too far into that. Number two, and this is just something practical as far as, wanting to work with different people on different projects, or even if you're going into different auditions, making sure your portfolio is pristine. Okay, this is going to sound crazy, but I have actually seen this with college dancers. handing in a portfolio that is not completely finished, but then on top of that, sending in specifically photographs that have come out of their iPhone when they're just out and about, okay? When companies or directors, choreographers, producers are asking for photographs and you're a dancer because that's what they're looking for, I can 1,000,000% guarantee they are not asking for you to send them a photo that you snapped while you were in front of Trader Joe's because you were having a good time. I love Trader Joe's. The director probably loves Trader Joe's. But where's the professionalism? We have to keep that intact. You know that your professionalism can take you a long way. And you know, this is part of my story. Did you know that professionalism and going the extra mile at times, right? And also taking the initiative, especially in a world where people like to half step and they want their get quick rich schemes, dancer version, right? Artistic directors, producers, choreographers, they look for that authenticity. They look for that maturity in dancers, all right? And so I know I've just given you two things, but I think by now you can kind of gather what I'm saying. Dancers, we cannot let this go. As for me, I'm not letting it go. I'm just not. We just can't. If you love and respect this craft and you're like me, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts and continue coming back here, checking in, and get connected with me. I'm telling you, you need to believe the hype. You are going to do nothing but excel when you connect. All right, guys. Until next time, you know I absolutely love being in this space with you. And until my next video, happy dancing.